So hello, I'm Julia Workman, co-creator of the PsyChi system, and this is video 2 as to why you need PsyChi in your health spa. So what I'm going to show you here is a little bit about the software and the hardware and why PsyChi works. So what we have on the software is we have a hand, and I don't know if that you can see that, but nevertheless there are 12 times 2, there's 24 measuring blocks on this particular graph, and this particular graph will show us about each of the meridians of your body. It'll show us where your energy is depleted, it will show us where your energy is in excess, it will show us if your energy is stuck or blocked, it will show us if it's actually out of balance from the right hand side to the left hand side. So this gives us all an idea of what's going on in your body and your mind. Each of the meridians has a mind association. So when we find out what's going on in the body, we can also see or have hints or clues about what's going on in the mind. And as we take these measurements, I'm just going to show you simply how that works. Simply this is where we measure the lung meridian. This would be the large intestine, the pericardium, the triple heater, the heart, and the small intestine. And the same for the other hand. And when we're able to see what the numbers are, and it's a mathematical equation that tells us exactly where your energy is measuring in your body, then we're able to see exactly where the most asymmetrical meridian in your body exists. From this most asymmetrical meridian, we can tell where to target the emotional issue. So it makes it just a very easy to follow, takes the guesswork out of it, and we know where the priority issue is in the body. So I'm going to continue. I'm not going to do my feet just for this example, but I'm just going to continue. I'm going to continue hitting these points for now so that I can show you the next graph. Okay, so hypothetically then, on the next graph, it's going to give you the most asymmetrical or out of balance meridian. In this case, it looks like it would be the gallbladder meridian that is the most asymmetrical or imbalanced from the right hand side to the left hand side. And once I touch that meridian, what happens is that in this automated system, then I am able to have an electromagnetic frequency that begins to play in my device that looks like this. Now this device, this electromagnetic frequency comes from this plate of energy here. And when I place it on the corresponding chakra or energy center that corresponds with my gallbladder, then I will start to have a little bit of an emotional experience. And from that emotional experience, then I can go through the first step of the core belief process, which is discovery. So discovery is all about what's locked in my subconscious mind, not my conscious mind. Not my thinking mind, but beyond my feeling mind into my belief system. So I'm wanting to access what is in my beliefs. So if I were to hold this beamer on my chakra, which would be my third chakra right here, and up would come the emotional issue, then I could take myself back, or the expert PsyChi facilitator could take your customer back into their past to find out the story that is keeping them locked in this distress, or locked in this illness, or locked into this pattern of sabotage, or locked in to this repeated tiredness that they might have. And that's how we're able to restore the body, is through the mind processes that are stored in the body. So the first step in the core belief process is discovery. Discovery is an extremely important step because, you know, I believe that if we really knew what was wrong, we'd have it fixed. We'd already have it fixed. But because we're accessing the subconscious mind, we don't know. So that's where the training comes in. And that's where I get to train your expert PsyChi facilitator in learning how to help your customers discover what are their untapped beliefs. What are the things that are causing them their disease and their distress in their body? So the next part of our process then, I'm going to go into another part of our process here really quickly. And this would be the elimination process. So first we discover what the belief is, or the trauma, or the negative emotion that you're run by, and then we go into the elimination process. And with the elimination process, we have this pulsating LED light. And we're able to, the software shows us where to put it, and we're able to actually eliminate the adrenaline stress response associated with the pictures, with the sounds, and with the emotional triggers that keep us stuck in these negative patterns that we seem to keep repeating. So the light actually goes in. And why does light work? Well, science has now proven through metaphysics that if we break us down into the smallest particle, that we are light, that we consist of light particles and electromagnetic frequencies. And so our body has absolutely no resistance when it comes to light. And because it doesn't have any resistance, there is no place the light cannot go. And it reaches the furthest most parts of our mind. So it's an amazing little tool. When I put this light on my visual screen, it's interesting because when the pictures come up and I try to hold on to those pictures, I cannot hold on to them. The light will dissipate the pictures. Doesn't mean I lose the memory. Doesn't mean I can't retrieve that memory. What it means is that it neutralizes the charge around that memory. So let's say that we've had some terrible thing happen to us in our life. And believe me, I've had terrible things happen to me in my life. And I'm not going to go into those right now because this is not my focus. My focus is just trust me. Most of us, if not all of us, have had tragedy in our life, have had things that have plagued us in the way of trauma. And so when we're able to hold this light, it neutralizes the trauma. It neutralizes not just the trauma, but it will neutralize the event by neutralizing all of the events in our lives around our negative core belief. So let's say that we had a belief that we were stupid. Let's say we were 5 years old and we were trying to tie our shoes and one of our parents grabbed us by the arm and says, "What's the matter, you stupid kid? Why aren't those shoes tied?" Does that ever happen to a child? Unfortunately, it happens all the time. Well, if that belief is embedded with trauma, then that belief is in there because a child has no capacity to discern. It has no capacity to discern, and because you're older, wiser, whatever, the child believes that what you say is true to them, and that belief goes into their mind. So now what happens is that they have experiences in their life that prove it to be true. And if you're 50 years old, you've had a lot of experiences to prove that that belief is true. Well, in most alternative mind work, we go back to one event at a time. Just one event at a time. Well, with PsyChi, we don't. We go back to one event after the other, after the other, after the other, until we have totally cleared the whole neural pathway. The entire neurology is cleared, and we have eliminated all of the triggers around that belief and brought you to a place of neutrality. You're just totally neutral. And at this point of neutrality, you are in a space of choice. You get to choose. You get to choose and rewrite over the old program of I am stupid and see the truth. The truth is that a 5-year-old having a hard time tying their shoe is not stupid. They're 5. That's where their coordination, that's where their skill set is at 5. They're having a hard time tying their shoe. So once you get to see that truth, and we take you through that elimination process of all of the evidence that proves that that's true, now you get to choose again. And so the third part of our process with the core belief is the integration process. So this is where it becomes transformational. This is where you get to actually decide what your truth is. And you get to just be as loving and as kind to yourself as you can possibly be. And maybe for the first time, you really get to break through that block and love yourself and appreciate yourself and understand and have compassion for yourself. And in this space and place, you get to choose. And you get to see, I really am smart. I really am brilliant, in fact. In fact, I'm a genius. How would you like to be able to say that? You know, Einstein said that the reason he was a genius was because he was so connected. Connected to what? Connected to spirit. Connected to the source that gave him inspiration and gave him ideas. That's what makes genius. So when we are able to release all of these negative beliefs that we have, then we can find our genius, along with our divine, along with our love, along with our light, along with the truth of our being. And we can live from that space of truth. We can live from that space of love. And we can make a difference in this world. How would you like to be able to facilitate that with your customers? How would you like to have that tool in your spa? Well, I'm telling you, you can have it. And I would love to speak with you. I would love for you to connect with me. And I would love to be able to show you this tool and give you your own experience. Along with the core belief process, we have a process that is for resistance. It's for focus. It's for performance. It's for getting you out of your duality and your double-mindedness and into single focus. It's called our resistance protocol. It is amazing. Now let's say that you wanted to lose weight, but you didn't do anything about it. Well, that's being double-minded. That's saying, I want to lose weight while you're sitting on the couch eating your potato chips. That just doesn't work. So we have a protocol to get you fully in action according to your desires. So we get your will and your desire in the same place, and bada boom, bada bang, you are on it. So the other protocol that we have is the addiction protocol. And it is the only addiction protocol that I know of its kind. And we don't suppress the addiction. We just simply, through the process that I've developed, neutralize the want to. We simply neutralize the want to have the addiction or the compulsion. It's the most amazing thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful process. And we've helped many, many people relieve themselves of their addictions. You can have this in your spa, and I would love to show you how. Look at the number on the screen, and please give me a call, and let's set up a demonstration today. Thank you for your time.